G'day folks, so after having the Burson Soloist Headphone amplifier, their latest headphone amplifier from the awesome audio makers in Melbourne, Australia, I've listened to a lot of stuff on it and very impressed. And I'd say a couple of things about this headphone. Amplifier if you're thinking about buying it. One is power. It's got an awesome amount of power. I think it's rated at 2 watts per channel, which you think, whatever. It's massive. The volume knob never goes past 3/4 of the way when I'm listening to it, and I listen to a lot of loud music. I often listen to a lot of metal and heavy stuff, so absolutely delivers in spades in terms of power. And as I've mentioned, if I had a criticism about the HA160, it just didn't have the power, but this has got more grunt than you can poke a stick at. Second thing is there's a lot of clarity and a lot of detail there. It sounds very nice with a variety of music, but it should be noted that you do notice the improvement over the first half an hour after you turn it on, and that's mentioned by Burson in the instructions that it takes about half an hour to sound best, and with this amplifier you definitely notice it. It needs to be warmed up, and particularly when you first buy the amp, there's a dramatic thing that happens when you first plug it in. You're not really going to hear much interesting stuff for the first hour or so. It sounds terrible, but when it warms up, it just gets better and better and better. What else do I say? I find it absolutely amazing that a product like this is built in Melbourne, Australia, where I'm from. So that just blows my head off. I think it's fantastic. I've listened to a lot of other amplifiers from overseas, and I've paid a lot of money for amplifiers from overseas, and they don't stack up to what this can do. As a product designer, it kind of reminds me a lot of Apple products. It's clean, it's beautiful to look at. I mean, if I have this thing in my living room, so if I'm sitting there looking at this thing all the time, I want something pleasant to look at, and every time I look at Burson products, they look nice. If you think of other amplifiers, a lot of valve amplifiers, what else am I thinking? The Velo Electric or something or other, which is a decent amplifier, a decent headphone amplifier, but looks absolutely terrible. There's no way I could have that in my living room and look at it every day. But the Burson, with its brushed steel and its clean lines and its simplicity, it's a beautiful object. It's very nicely made. I haven't tested the preamp part of it. That's probably not something I'm personally going to use a lot, but I'm absolutely enjoying the headphone amplifier through a variety of sources. I'm playing most of my music off a MacBook Pro, and that's working just a treat. Yeah, the other thing is I think the price is amazingly good. I mean, $900 or $1,000 that you might pay overseas, I think that's incredibly cheap in comparison to other headphone amplifiers where you're just not getting that bang for buck. You're not getting that power, and you're not getting that clarity, you're not getting that detail, you're not getting a preamplifier built into it as well. So I think it's actually amazing value, and I wouldn't be surprised if the price increases by a few $100s. So I would recommend, if you're interested in this amplifier, now is a good time to buy it, because it wouldn't surprise me if the price goes up. So there's my wrap-up of the Burson Soloist Headphone amplifier, an absolute winner. It just seems to get better and better every day that I listen to it, and I highly recommend it. Cheers.